Chapter 5. Leaving our room, Wesley gives Neon a pat. "We'll be back, buddy." "Riley, you coming?" "I'll meet you down there. Save me a seat." He nods and heads to the mess hall for dinner. I finish washing my face, avoiding the greenish-yellow bruises. Gifts from Merc. The more they heal, the worse they look. But despite those bruises, I still recognize the face I see staring back. I'm still me, acne scars and all. Riley. I see the leader reflected in the mirror, standing in the doorway. Boy, he's tall. Probably 7 feet. I turn around to face him. "Yes, sir?" "I need to speak with you for a moment. May I?" Knowing I don't have a choice, I gesture for him to sit. I'm almost embarrassed by the state of the room, but then remember that isn't by choice either. "Sorry I can't offer you a chair." He chuckles, sitting on the edge of Wesley's cot. "I'm sure after your first fight you will have chairs." "So that's how things work here. Fight well, get treated well." "Exactly." I sit on my cot. Neon hides behind my legs and starts sniffing. Then he suddenly rushes at Farrell, scurries up his leg, and starts trying to devour the metal buckle on his belt. "Neon!" I shout. Before I can pry him off, the leader backhands Neon's face. Yiping, the dragon hides in the corner of the room. "Sorry about that," I say, though I feel bad for Neon. Good thing Wesley wasn't here to see that. "I thought that pest had died when his owner did." Farrell gestures to the buckle that Neon just tried to eat. "This cost me a great deal and is one of a kind." "What's so special about a belt buckle?" I ask. "It's much more than that. It projects the force field around me, keeping me protected from anything harmful. When the device senses an attack, it activates the force field. Any kind of offensive force is bounced back on the offender." "Then why didn't that happen now?" As soon as I ask, I remember Neon's special abilities. "Because his species, Skrull, I think is the name, they are impervious to force fields, and as we both witnessed, they consume metal." He dusts himself off, as if wiping away any trace of the creature who nearly broke his favorite toy. "Speaking of eating, it's nearly time for your next meal. Shall we walk and talk?" Farrell seems to want to get as far away as possible from my brother's pet, so I nod. Wesley's waiting on me anyway. I join the leader, and we begin our stroll. "I wanted to speak to you about your recent incident with Shazard." I roll my eyes. "Did he file a complaint?" "No, he didn't, but things don't go unnoticed here. I know you think we're barbarians with no class, but I assure you, even here, we have rules and expectations. Taking cheap shots is for the arena only." "Mama always told me I had a temper." I'm sure she did. Why am I speaking about Mom in the past tense? Does she really feel that far? That removed from me? Yeah. My eyebrows furrow. I understand there are rules, but Shazar needed to be humbled after the way he treated my brother. "Well, I admire your loyalty to your family, and I must admit, your fire is going to be your greatest ally in the arena. But it must be used there, and only there. That was not your fight, Riley. You must let your brother succeed, or fail, on his own." "I get it. I'll try to rein it in." "Good." He pats my shoulder, and I stiffen. That's what I wanted to hear. "And this being your first infraction, I will let you off with a warning." I wonder what kind of punishment was bouncing around in his head. "Thanks. Also, I'd like to have dinner with you and your brother next week." "Why?" He laughs at my ignorance. "I do it with all of my fighters when they first arrive. I like to know who's fighting for me. Sick will give you the details and escort you." "Okay." I'm relieved when we reach the mess hall. "See you then." "Enjoy your meal, Riley." I force a smile until he moves past me. Wesley and I are given new outfits. I'm wearing a dark blue, long-sleeve shirt with black slacks. He's in a sky blue shirt and white slacks. The material is super soft. I don't know exactly what it's made out of, but I like it. It's comfy, even though it's dressy. I'm thankful the outfits didn't come with ties. They're uncomfortable for me, but to Wesley, they're torture. He feels like he's choking to death. Farrell's right-hand man, Sick, leads us to the leader's suite and rings the doorbell. I don't hear anything, but Farrell must hear something because he says, "Come." The door opens automatically, and Sick leaves us. "Welcome, boys." Farrell rises and gestures to the dining room on the right. "Please, join me." Slowly, we step further inside and take a seat. These chairs resemble waves. Wavy and curved, the colors continuously fade from ocean blue to white and back again. Farrell claps, and 2 servants enter the room and set plates before us. It looks like fish, but smells minty. Then they pour some kind of pink, bubbly liquid into our glasses. Farrell begins to eat, but Wesley and I sit there like statues. He notices. Boys, you are not prisoners here. You're my guests. Please, relax and eat. Guests have the freedom of leaving, I say evenly. He just smiles. So, tell me about yourselves. What do you enjoy? You mean what did we enjoy before you kidnapped us? I ask. Wesley nudges me. Yes, I'm interested in getting to know my fighters. Clearing his throat, Wesley begins to cut his food. Well, I'm really good with animals. I was wanting to become a veterinarian back home. Yes, I met your little pet in your room the other day. To say the least, it surprised me. But that's wonderful. I'm glad you found a piece of home here. He takes a drink. And you, Riley? I shift in my seat. I'm a car mechanic, but I was working to become a police officer. He blinks, a question in his dark eyes. It's like a peace officer. I've never been tolerant of injustice. Hint, hint. Interesting. Did you both live with your parents? I hesitate, feeling weird sharing their information with a stranger, with our kidnapper. Yes, I worked with Dad at his shop, so we often rode in together. Why did I say that? That's none of his business. I shove food in my mouth to keep me from saying more. My eyes widen as the juicy flavor hits my tongue. It tastes like lamb. I haven't had that in years. I do my best to not look happy, though. I don't want to enjoy or appreciate anything he's given us. And how are your parents? Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them in a while. Probably worried sick about us. I mean, before you left. Were they in good health? Right as rain. I salute him with my glass, but almost spill it when Wesley kicks me under the table. I shoot him a glare, like, what? What do you like to do in your spare time? Farrell asks. Wesley swallows a bite down. Sports, rock climbing, playing guitar, reading. You sound like you enjoy activities that get your blood flowing and mind working. Good. And you, Riley? Same stuff. Ride my motorcycle. Of course there's more I could share, but I refuse to. Why bother? We share a lot of the same interests, do a lot of stuff together, Wesley adds. Very soon you will add one more thing to that list. Fighting. Farrell raises his glass. I have faith we will do well together. I take a sip of my drink, wishing I shared his confidence. Wesley clears his throat again. So, how did you get all this? The ship, the people, the resources, like... Farrell rests his elbows on the table. Bad manners, right? And folds his hands together. It is impressive, isn't it? It was passed down to me by my father and his father before. I gather people from all across the galaxy. I trade and buy and sell with other leaders, ships, and planets. At certain times, my ship acts as a docking port. People from all over the sector fly in to watch fights. I also broadcast them so those not fortunate enough to come can still enjoy. I intend for Battle of Champions to stand for many more generations. Do you have any children? Wesley asks. Yes, I have a son. Unfortunately, he's not much of a fighter. Didn't seem to matter how much I drilled or trained him, he simply doesn't possess that skill. Farrell shakes his head. But he is excellent with computers and enhancing our technical systems, so he's useful in his own way, I suppose. I scowl at my plate. Nice family. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to seeing you two fight for the first time. Are you excited? My stomach lurches with a reminder. Can't say I am. Wesley laughs, though he doesn't sound happy. I mean, we're pretty nervous. Never done anything like this before. I understand. But your trainers tell me you're doing well. You'll be fine. And you'll get better with time. Farrell claps again, signaling the servers to bring dessert. Believe me, there's nothing grander than using your own hands and feet to defend yourself. You'll feel a rush, the thrill of the fight, the energy of the audience moving through you, empowering you. It's a wonderful experience. When Farrell's not looking, I do the cuckoo sign to Wes. Fighting a smirk, he mouths the word, "Stop," and punches my arm. Ow! He's gotten stronger. Today's the day. Wesley's and my first fight. We're in matching green jumpsuits. They told us to wait in our room until someone comes to get us. I continually stretch and pace, do push-ups, jog in place, practice my punches and ducks and parries. I gotta do something with this nervous energy. I stop when I hear Wesley dry heaving in the porta potty. I knock. Wes, you okay? He opens the door. He's pale, actually a little green. Can we call in sick? I give him a sad smile. I don't think so. He goes to the sink. I can't do this. Sure you can, just like practice. Yeah, you remember practice. I stunk it up there too. In the beginning, yeah, but you've gotten better. I'm gonna be with you the whole time. He washes his face, hands and mouth. But I don't want to hurt some innocent stranger. They're in the same boat we're in. Forced to come here against their will. I know, but what can we do about it? We could choose not to fight them, he says. Yeah, just let them beat us into unconsciousness? A great idea. But what if that encourages them to not fight either? I look at him, as if he's from another planet. No fight, no show. They'll have to shut this whole place down. If we could all get on the same page. I scoff. Keep dreaming, Wes. He grunts. Here, everything is about winning, I remind him. More wins under your belt, more food in your mouth. Bigger room, more free time throughout the day. All about the perks. He sinks into the edge of his cot. I don't want perks. I want to go home. He looks so forlorn, so lost, so defeated. We haven't even stepped to the ring yet. A guard stops by our room and says in a monotone voice, Price Brothers, you're up. Ready? I outstretch my hand to Wes. Nope. But he takes my hand and pulls himself up anyway. With a resolved mind, we leave the security and safety of our room, following the guard down the hall toward the arena. Wesley starts asking him rapid-fire questions. We've already been briefed on this from our trainers, but Wesley wants to go over it one last time. When does the fight end? The guard doesn't slow, when one team can't continue. What if one person from each team wins? Not possible. Either both from a team win or one of them. If a teammate goes down, can the other forfeit? No. Wesley pauses. So if one person goes down, it's 2 against 1? Correct. Wesley stares straight ahead. I don't even want to go against 1. I chime in. And I definitely don't want to go against 2, so keep your chin covered. I wink. He attempts to smile at that. We arrive at the arena door. The guard leaves, giving us time to panic. Giving us time to prepare. I peek through the small window on the oddly shaped door, a curved triangle with symbols on it. The stands are packed with so many different kinds of species. They're all smiles, ready to watch us fight in this coliseum. Pharaoh's voice booms from his suite. Announcing our newest contenders, the Price Brothers, Riley and Wesley. The door opens with a low, ominous groan. I take a deep, tremulous breath. Here we go. Giving my brother a worried yet determined glance, I step into the arena. He falls beside me into the lights, the sounds, the chaos. The crowd cheers, tossing their drinks into the air. Liquid rains down all around them and us. I guess that's their way of celebrating. Gross, and what a waste. A few are booing and jeering. I'll try to not let that psych me out. My heart's in my throat, and I swallow it down where it belongs to beat wildly in my chest. It's bad enough having to fight, but in front of people? For mere entertainment? Fighting for their pleasure? To feed their habits of gambling? To line the pockets of the leader who's also watching our every move? They may be advanced technologically, but they sure aren't when it comes to scruples. Wesley takes my hand and squeezes the life out of it. I hold on, wanting to comfort him, but also wanting to show them we're a team. They will not break us. And here are their opponents, Lycan and Venom! The crowd goes wild, their cheers doubling. They're on their feet now. 2 aliens walk into the arena. They appear to be part humanoid, part dinosaur, with long antlers on the back of their heads. Long, swishing tails, rough skin, glowing yellow eyes, looking menacing and ready to kill. Maybe ready to eat. Well, that's not scary at all, I mutter. Before I can gather my bearings, Farrell says, Fight hard! The alarm goes off, and they're circling us. I disentangle my fingers from Wesley's and wipe them on my pant leg. I try to remember the fight stance, everything Merc drove into me. Try to focus, try to look brave and intimidating. Wes raises his hands in a surrendering gesture. We don't want to fight. Please, let's end this. Let's... Oh! The smaller alien tackles him mid-sentence. I'm about to go help, but the bigger enemy rushes me. I manage to sidestep and kick him, but my foot practically bounces off his skin. All I see is a blur of a fist, and all I feel is pain searing my jaw. I'm on the ground. How did that happen so fast? Scrambling to my feet, I put up my fists, trying to protect my face, but he hits me again. At least I managed to stay upright this time. The crowd's actually laughing every time he lands a blow. This is humiliating. This is terrifying. This is infuriating. How can these people watch this? How can they enjoy this? How can they live like this? I shove the jumbled thoughts away and keep fighting, keep going. He wraps me up and punches my stomach repeatedly. I hit him right back, but it's like he knows how to take a hit. Besides, he's got such tough skin. How can I compete with that? Another blow, and I'm on the ground again. I shake my head, but it doesn't make the black spots go away from my vision. Wesley gets kicked and crumbles to the floor. He tries crawling away, but he backs into the wall. Fighting through the pain, I roll over and trip the guy. Ha! A solid hit! Finally! Taking my eyes off my opponent, I focus on Wesley's. And then Murph's warning sifts back. Focus on your enemy first, and then help your brother. But all I can focus on is Wesley on the ground, bleeding and moaning. Anger and vengeance begin to race through my veins. I envision myself coming to his rescue and beating both aliens. But that doesn't happen. What does happen is me getting turned into a pretzel. One alien wraps me up, and the other treats me like a punching bag. Internally, I scream at myself to stay awake, to keep fighting, to protect Wes, until I no longer can. Until my blood flows, and my nose swells, and my sight seems to pack up and leave. Sharp jabs and stings greet me good morning like I've slept in a hornet's nest. I'm lying in a very small bed, like in a hospital. Oh, that's right. I passed out. I lost in the arena. I shift and groan. Ah! Then freeze. Where's Wesley? Now that I'm somewhat conscious, my brain goes into overdrive. Is he okay? Is he even alive? Or have I failed him already? Wesley! I try to sit up, but pain sends me back down. Hey, it's all right. I'm here. Coming to stand by my bedside, Wesley rests a hand on my shoulder. Lie still. I try to focus on my breathing, but even that hurts. And it hurts to look at him. I hardly recognize him. Swollen, reddish-purple bruises are speckled across his face and arms. You're okay? He nods, brushing my matted hair back. You took more of a beating than I did. The doctor told me we don't have any serious injuries. But your face looks like a Picasso painting. You don't look much better. I smile, though his usually perfect white teeth are tinted red. I'm surprised and glad he didn't lose any. After he gives me a drink of water, I close my puffy eyes, very ready to go back to La La Land. I must have fallen asleep, because I feel sorer now, and Wesley's in a different spot. He's sitting in a chair, resting. When I'm alert enough for conversation, he tries to lighten the mood. How do you make an egg roll? I shrug. I don't know. You push it. I stare, and then try to hit him, but he's out of my reach. Shut up. He laughs. That is such a dad joke. It's funny. Where'd you hear it, I ask. From Dad. That makes me laugh. I miss Dad. Wonder what he would tell us if he were here now. Defend yourselves. Protect each other. But show them who you are. Show mercy. Farrell strolls in. Ah, there they are, my newest fighters. I want to be the first to congratulate you two. A beat passes. We lost, we say in unison. But you did excellent for your first time out. And you'll be happy to know the audience loved you. They requested that you fight again. Won't be long before you're champions, defeating your enemies one by one. Yeah, these are not compliments, I mutter. He ignores my comment, clasping his hands in satisfaction. Well, get some rest. You'll need it for your next bout. How long do we have to recover? Wesley asks. 2 weeks, so make the most of it. He sounds like Mom, telling us how long we have for spring break. I sigh. Mom. I miss her too.